Okay, folks, going to go ahead and get started here, and to do something different, I'm going to introduce everybody. They got Wilson, N4ZQT, Bobby, KB4QNR, Joe, KK4AJB, Porter, KG4GTK, Glenn, AK4HA, Linda, AK4GZ, and David, KB4ESN, and I'm Chris, KU4A, your invisible meeting presider. And first of all, does anybody, those of you that are presenting tonight at the BARS meeting, do y'all need to talk about what you're doing? Bobby, do you need to?
Bill had asked me if I would show the presentation that I did kind of like for the Red Cross a couple months ago, which basically was, the theme of that was, it was emergency communications, but I presented it to them on a QRP level, just to demonstrate the simplicity of the fact that we could get on the air with a minimal effort very quickly. You know, I mean, they got multi-million-dollar problems they can throw money at, but this was all saying, hey, it doesn't really take us a lot to get the job done. And so I kind of presented them a QRP version of an econ situation. Okay. Basically. Okay. So it described QRP in general and ham radio in general, and just the efficiency. I guess the main thing was being it would take minimal power requirements and things to get us up, because there'd be no infrastructure, and it was built around that. Okay. You know, being on the air was something simple when there's no infrastructure.
Okay, so part of your discussion tonight is you're gonna tell them what you told the Red Cross, just so they can kind of get an idea,
right,
see what you did, yeah, okay.
And it was from a QRP standpoint.
Okay.
And I didn't, show them video of big fancy multi-$1,000 rigs or anything. Okay. I showed them little stuff. Okay. Okay. Now, does anybody else need to talk about what you're doing tonight? I mean, is everything, Bobby, as far as you know, everybody knows what they're doing? Yeah, Glenn's got a few things that he can show, and I brought a few things, and it's, I got
a station. I just got a QRP station.
Okay.
That'll run minimal station, and then I brought from the kit perspective, I've got my SDR kit.
Okay.
That people can have a look at.
Okay, all right. Okay, and I guess you've got some stuff too, Bobby, so
yeah,
just wanted to give you...
I got a couple kits that have been built and stuff I was going to show that's different from last year. Okay, so I just want to give you the opportunity to see if anybody needed to talk about anything in that regard. I think we can wing it pretty much.
Okay, and yeah, as far as if anybody asks about miles per watt, just tell them that we're taking steps to try to revitalize it, and maybe we'll have something for them next year.
Maybe try to come up with some different categories or something. Yeah.
So, okay, so for January, it's an odd numbered month, so that means that our luncheon is at the Big Boy on Harrisburg Road. There are 5 Thursdays, but we've already had the 3rd. So we've got the 10th, 17th, 24th, and 31st. So being that we usually do it latter part of the month, either the 17th or the 24th would be typically what we would do. Does anybody have a conflict on one of those? Linda, are you all going anywhere or anything? No. Okay. Does anybody have a preference as to whether we do it on the 17th or the 24th?
What will be the meeting date?
Meeting would be the 4th of February.
Well, if we did it the 24th, we'd still have almost it'd still be 2 weeks away, close.
Yeah. I think whether you do it the 17th or 24th is probably about the same either way.
Yeah, it wouldn't matter to me either way.
Okay. Why don't we pencil in the 17th, and then, if for some reason a snowstorm or something blows in here,
We still got the
Chris Bailey says the next round of cold weather may be with us a while, so why don't we pencil in the 17th? And then we could always move it to the 24th if, in the case of bad weather on the 17th.
Sounds good.
So that's 11:30 at Frisch's, and that's Thursday the 17th.
Well, it must be gonna change in a hurry, they're talking 60s later in the week.
Yeah, and then a pattern comes in that impacts the Midwest, and we'll be kind of right on the edge of it. Okay, Bobby, could you, now we've had 2 nets, anything to report relative to the,
We had the first net, we had 7 check-ins, and then, actually, I think there were 3 or 4 of us, of course, Glenn had his father passing, and him and Roger were there, and so a couple of the guys from Winchester checked in. Daryl,
Okay,
what's Daryl, AC4Y?
YD, yeah, Daryl Epperson?
Yeah,
Mhm.
Daryl checked in, and then N4CVG checked in, and myself, and James down in Nicholasville.
Okay, KG4 VAR?
VAR, he checked in.
Okay,
So it was us, which was good that the word, they'd said that
Yeah.
they'd seen where you put it out or something, and word spread, and so we had, we get our regular crew back on there, and then we've also picked up, a couple out of Winchester, and then some, maybe 1 or 2 out of Nicholasville, so,
yeah.
this thing may turn into being a 12 and 15 people deal.
I have heard several people talking about it on the nets and stuff, for example, even the newcomers and traders.
Right, passing the word around.
So,
Very
okay.
good.
Okay. So that's looking so far like that's going to be a success, at least it is so far, so we'll just kind of keep on doing it unless and until you decide to quit. And it's, on the Yahoo calendar, it's
Yeah.
on there as a recurring thing, and I think a reminder comes out like about in the afternoon, and then also like 15 minutes before, something like that. Now, I was doing something else this past Thursday, but ordinarily I'll try to get on if I'm available.
It helps to have, with me on one side of town, or like Glenn and I, we're over there. So say somebody to be able to listen, Glenn's got his antenna way up on the tower over on our side of town, and then you're all the way on the other side of town, so. And I even had the Winchester guys, Daryl, I let him give a call out, if anybody over in that area that, to relay in, so. It's got the potential for some things there, we can use some relays and stuff, and who knows?
Okay.
Roger's kind of want to maybe find us a sideband version of that
Okay.
sometime.
Well, I'd say that, that's no problem, just, whoever wants to do it, just,
More or less to see if it worked, see if we
Yeah.
see what we could get.
Yeah.
Just for the heck of it.
yeah. I don't know it's been so long since I've run sideband that I don't know what would be a good frequency for that. You want to stay away from any of the calling frequencies and stuff like that.
Well, we had in mind 144.05, I believe is what
Okay,
was mentioned.
okay.
But
As long as
it's
it's,
not formalized or anything. But if we just want to do it, see if anybody cares.
and you gotta make sure that there isn't something funky like a CW only part down there or an extra class only part down there, because that's right above the edge of the band. So,
Yeah, I think that, we'll look at it when we get there. I'm thinking 144.200 is a calling frequency.
I think that's right, it's been a long time.
205 or 210 or something like that probably be a good one.
Yeah,
Somewhere just maybe a little bit away from that 144.200.
you can go to the AWRO website
Yeah.
and look at the band plan.
Right, 'cause that's not a CW only part, is it? I don't remember. I'd have to go look.
No, that's a sideband.
I'd have to go look too, I don't know.
I think sideband's allowed there, 200.
But there's like on 6 meters, the bottom 100 kilohertz
Right.
is CW only.
Right.
So,
It is segmented
Yeah.
that way.
okay,
At 8 o'clock or?
it's 8 o'clock, right, Bobby?
Yes.
Yeah, there was
It's 8 o'clock.
yeah, there was the guys on the Traders Net got all confused because one of them announced that it was 9 o'clock, and
Picking up the out of town.
I think
people.
Joe, you were on there that
Yeah, I
night or
was
something.
listening
Telling,
to my HT, so
Yeah.
called in.
broke in and tell them it was it's 8 o'clock. Okay.
Real good.
Okay, now we're in the middle of winter here, but has anybody been doing slipped out for any field work or anything when we had spade of good weather?
I haven't been out, but I would like to try to get maybe something as early as April.
Okay.
You know? It depends on the weather, maybe it's a planned deal,
Right.
but the sooner the better. And this weather's so crazy around here, we could have a 70-degree day
Sure.
in February.
Sure.
I've seen it before.
Yep, happens all the time.
So,
We're talking about a warm up.
You know, that's just gonna be crooked.
this would be a great time of year to actually, other than what we have our meeting and our luncheon, it'd be a great time to work on to everybody to decide on a kit, or maybe on one of the nets, we put out a feeler for everybody name a kit that's under X amount of dollars that maybe they built or felt like, and if we could do a group build, I think it'd be a lot of fun, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And we're a small enough group where it wouldn't take a big area to accommodate us. Surely we could work something out. If we just had somebody had a heated garage or just anything.
A space for everybody to show
Downstairs
up.
would be great. The thing of it is though, Bill, with him, there's just not enough room down there to have two separate things going in the same time frame. Now, if we could get down there and build on kits on Saturday morning and be out of there by noon, and him come in at 1 and do his, his mentoring, his electronics workshop, where he's got those younger kids that come in and stuff, that might work out. Say if we did a 10 to 12 on Saturdays, we had a kit build deal. Because somebody's here with that shack open anyway, almost always.
Okay.
So it's something to think about. If anybody's interested, let me know. And, if you guys would all like to build something, if we all build the same thing, we could all help each other. And then by the end of after a Saturday or two, we'd all have a working project, so.
Okay. Another thing we might do is just see if any members want to volunteer that they have space to accommodate 5 or 6 guys. I mean, I think you're probably talking 5 or 6 people.
Yeah.
So.
You need outlets, and if everybody brought their own tools, because all us QRP guys are gonna have a soldering iron and a pair of needle nose and stuff. I mean,
Yeah.
you would think. And,
I thought that was standard procedure for anything.
if we just had some place where
Yeah.
we could have 6 people set up and plug in, and some heat, maybe big screen TV, snack bar, buffet, something like that.
Cash bar.
Cash bar. No, just kidding.
Okay.
I think a kit bill would be great for the club. I think it'd enhance everybody's interest and make everybody proud, make contact on something they built, or just an amplifier to use with their receiver, or a CW filter, or that QRP digital power meter kit.
Yeah. See, I ordered that, and
Yeah,
I
it'd
haven't
be a
taken
great
it.
group build.
I haven't taken it out of the box, and I've still got that kit for the FT817 power conditioner. It's probably been sitting around my shack for 5 or 6 years now. Never did anything with that.
Power conditioner?
So.
And what I
Yeah.
think, maybe, if we had 2 different
Is that it?
kits.
I don't know, this is a.
Yeah, that doesn't look like it, but that.
Plug something in, no, it's got some diodes in it, keep your.
Yeah, this is something you can. Well, yeah, this is better than nothing by far. But this has got. But this kit I'm talking about actually has like a surge
Regulator
suppressor in
and
it.
stuff.
It's a power conditioner, it suppresses.
Yeah.
That's what do you got there, Glenn, a reverse polarity?
Yeah.
Circuit, in case somebody.
Roger did.
Roger built that for me.
Yeah, oh, that's awesome. That's good.
Yeah.
There's all kinds of simple things, or, I think that meter would be a great build. It's
Yeah.
what, they're $50, so if somebody didn't want to go that much, you could find a $25 or $30 kit too.
You know, they have a spectrum analyzer built off the concept used in the SDR radio. Now, that would be a piece of equipment I would love to have.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be
Yeah,
nice.
people that use those say they don't know how they ever got along without it. I mean, it's like a lot of things. So,
Speaking of SDR, Charlie brought me down a used PC that he had in excess, and I thought I might beef up the one in the shack. And I said, why don't you go ahead and take this little soft rock that me and Mike Rogers put together. I said, all it's got to do is be hooked up to power and the antenna and the sound, the computer. I said, we've got the board complete. So Charlie took it, and then over the weekend, he sent me a little video clip, and he's copying CW, had that soft rock running, and so evidently the build was successcul. And
Sure was.
I emailed Mike out in California and let him know, and I got an email back from him just the other day, so he's, I've got to respond back to him, but he's pretty excited. He's had no time to play radio whatsoever with them relocating to California. But he was thrilled that that little surface mount soft drop kit did work. So, for those of you that can get that, it was the receive only, and we only paid $20 for those. I mean, for $20, you had a SDR receiver for one band to play around with. So it's kind of hard to beat that.
yeah.
For
And
$20.
unlike the high-end SDRs, what you found is that an old computer would run it okay. See, like the Perseus and the Wind Radio, you got to have a high-end thing to run it.
Yeah, if you're going to get a Flex or something, you better have one honking computer too.
Yeah, there is a GRE something or another that's an all-band kit built for
Genesis.
SDR. Genesis, thank you.
Yeah, the Genesis SDR kits are more. They make a real nice one. It's about $300, but they make a real nice kit.
There you get one. It's got everything on it. It's closer to $600.
Is it?
Yeah, but that's a whole lot better than that's a whole lot better than a Flex.
But I tell you what, now
$5,000.
that man, when you're talking about building a soft rock, every bit of that is surface mount, and it's very minute.
Yeah, that scares
I mean,
me to death.
Yeah,
and
me
with
too.
people, if you shake a little, or if your vision's not up to par, or you got other difficulties, any kind of little physical something going on, we'll call it a quirk or disability or whatever. I mean, it is very tedious and hard to do that. And to be honest with you, Michael and I used an extreme amount of magnification just to build that little thing, and inspected it under some cameras that would using some magnification software and stuff. So, but it did work.
Great.
So
That's good to hear. Who was it that had that, Mike?
I bought one and Mike bought one, and we built mine first. And I just let Charlie take it, and he hooked it on. He went and made the final connections to the power and the PC.
So you got some surface mount technology in that too, don't you?
Yeah, it was all surface mount. It's very much.
Well, he's now the surface mount technology
Absolutely.
expert of KY-QRP.
Well, somebody will have to see it. I can help you identify those parts. I figured out their schemes and stuff about parts identification. So, but Mike was the eyes in that deal. He used my electronics background.
He was the eyes and you were the brain.
That's about what it amounts to. That's what he told me. That's the way we built it. But anyway, I would love be thinking about that when you get on the net Thursday night. If you got a kit you think it would be a good build, let's maybe. Well, we can ask the club tonight when I get the presentation. If anybody would have a place, just email me or come and see me after the meeting or something.
Okay.
And if we
and
can
it'll
get
be in the minutes,
Yeah.
and then I'll also have a separate post.
And if
Just says to
somebody-
contact you. And,
That'll be great. If somebody offers up a spot for us to be at,
Yeah.
then we can seriously look at what we're gonna do. We gotta have a spot, though.
Yeah. I wish I had the space.
I do too. I'd
but,
love to be able to have.
The Dawsons can testify that 3 people in my shack is just about the limit, and that doesn't even include, access to anything.
Well, you can get 1.5 in mine.
That doesn't include the 300 receivers and transport.
But it's very neat.
It's very neat.
Mine holds me in a small
Very well
dog.
organized.
Okay, well, it's about 7:22, so how about if I just put out a general call for anything else that anybody wants to talk about? I think we've hit all the high points, and I think I pretty much covered everything on my agenda.
I got one thing that
Uh-huh.
I've been using a lot, and it's Google Hangouts on there.
Yeah.
And I guess maybe Yahoo does something similar. My really first dealing with Yahoo is when I got on it just to get in the QRP group. I mean, I'd seen it, but I don't. But on Google Plus, we do Hangouts, and there's myself and a couple other hams just about every night or every other night. You can do a video chat, but on Google Hangouts, you can have 10 people.
Right.
I mean, so in other words, a group this size right here could all meet, and we could do a literal show and tell and everything.
Yeah, I went and signed up for Google Plus, which I think everybody has to sign up for Google
Yeah.
Plus to be able to use that.
Well, and if you got
So,
a Gmail address or whatever, you just
Yeah,
use
probably.
your same stuff, and it's all
Yeah.
tied together. And
So anytime anybody wants to have a video conference like
Right.
that, then that's probably the best way to do it. And it might pay to go ahead, if you're not signed up for Google Plus or Gmail or whatever, might pay to go ahead in advance. And I guess that's sort of like a Facebook thing, right? It's how they really want you to use it.
like a FaceTime.
No, Google Plus
you
is
mean
like
Google
Facebook.
Plus itself.
Yeah.
It is.
And I didn't fool with any of that, sending out friend requests and all that kind of stuff.
Here's the difference that I see. Facebook to me I was on Facebook for a while and I got off because it was too much. It was just over inundated with everything from everywhere. Once you got so many friends and their friends a friend, and it just become too much to actually keep up with. Google Plus has what's called circles. You create a circle and you put the people you want in certain circles, or you can put them in more than one. And for instance, when I get on Google Plus, when I look at my stuff, I see Ron Guerin, he's one of the astronauts that was on the space station. I follow Make Magazine, Adafruit Industries, Arduino, I follow the GOAT, W0, the guy with the goats, Peanut and Rooster, and the QRP guy, Steve, and all them guys. I mean, those are the people that are all that I see when I get on there. So it's not like.
Yeah. Okay. I'm running out of tape here, folks, so I'm gonna wind down my video presentation here. So thank you all for attending the meeting. And in reality.